What's up, you guys? This is Norb Cab coming at you on this Blue Friday after the bye week, getting ready to face the Detroit Lions this Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time start. Big, huge game coming up, and just want to talk a little bit about this game, what to expect, and what we're up against. I wanted to share a quick story though. Last night, I almost hit a deer. It's the closest I've ever gotten to hitting a deer. I was driving home last night, went to Costco over in Covington, which is about 15-20 minutes away. And it was dark. I was on my way back. I was going on this road. It's a pretty out there road. It's pretty a lot of actually fields and houses out in the boonies a little bit there in this little stretch. But this deer just comes running across from the left side across the road, and luckily I was able to swerve hard to the left with luckily no oncoming traffic coming this way, and able to just barely miss that thing. I mean, I swear I almost clipped its little tail on as I was going by. It was so close. But man, I was just reading a Facebook post from a friend of mine who slammed his brakes trying to avoid hitting a deer and ended up getting clipped by a couple of the cars behind him. And so I thought about that. In my case, luckily I was able to just dodge it, and luckily it didn't stop. If it had stopped and looked at me, I would have been, deer in the headlights cliche. It would have smacked it. But luckily it kept going. And speaking of accidents, what do we have here? Can I flip this around? I don't know if I can flip it. What we got here? We've got something. We've got some kind of action. Remerging. Something. Two cop SUVs meeting up in the corner here. What the heck? Oh, there is an accident right there. Oops. Look at that. Just talking about almost getting into an accident, and I drive by one that just happened. Anyway, it's life for you. So, yeah, I was very lucky. Dodged a bullet, dodged a deer. Lucky for the deer, lucky for me, and life moves on. Anyway, now we run across the Detroit Lions this Sunday. Both teams entering this game with a 3-3 record. It's hard to get a real solid sense of how this game's going to go, because while we have similar records, the Lions are, I think they're a dangerous team. They're one of those teams that they look at their 500 record, and typically the Lions aren't a team that you really get too scared about, but they've got a lot of things going for them this year. Particularly they got the running game going, and they have a really good pass protection by their line. Two good things that every offense dreams of, kind of like what the Seattle Seahawks are doing, kind of the mirror image of what we've been doing lately, running the ball and protecting Wilson. So it's I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup, because I think the offenses sort of, match up very similarly. So now it kind of comes down to the defense. Which defense is going to perform better? Which one's going to manage to get some stops, important stops on third down, force the punts, get to the quarterback in key situations when you do have a third down, and try to get that very important stop. So I think this will be one of the biggest challenges we've had. This is a team that is interesting. So they're kind of Jekyll and Hyde-ish in the way that they played, because they got beat by the Jets, who turned out to not be very good. They got killed by the Jets in the opening game. Lost to the 49ers. Of course, they had Garoppolo back then. But then again, they beat the Patriots, and I believe they beat the Packers also. So they've had some bad losses, but they've had some really good wins. Seattle, on the flip side, we've had 3 wins, but you look at our opponents: Arizona, Oakland Raiders, Dallas Cowboys, who weren't really doing very well, are playing better now, but were sucking it up back then. So we haven't really had a quality win against, you know, a solid opponent. We did come this close to beating the Rams, and while that was a great, you know, battle, moral victory or whatever, but it's still a loss, you know, regardless of how you look at it. So we just haven't had that signature win against a big, a solid opponent. This might be the first one, as really, if you look at the schedule, this is the teeth. This is the gauntlet. This is where it begins right here, starting with the Lions in terms of teams with really good franchise quarterbacks coming up here. I mean, we've got Matt Stafford this weekend, and then we're going to play Phillip Rivers from the Chargers, and then we're going to go play Goff again against the Rams, and then who else we got? Forget now who's next up. I know that Kirk Cousins is going to be in there with the Vikings, and Cam Newton. I mean, these are all really good quarterbacks, better than anything we've faced all year. Obviously, we faced Goff already, and we lost to him. So this is a really good test, and it's going to really determine what kind of team we have. You know, it's feeling pretty good right now, riding the momentum of the win in London against the Raiders, carrying that into the bye week, and you'd like to think that this is a real thing that we got going. This running game is no fluke. We've been doing, you know, 100-yard games for the last 3 in a row, and I think that's a formula that we can carry with us for the rest of the season. But it's really going to test our defense. It's, you know, we're going to find out. We finally got some pass rush going in London. Can we keep that going? Was that a fluke, or is the Raiders line that bad, or are we getting that much better? It's always that big question when it hasn't been consistent. The running game has been consistent, but now we need the defense to be consistent as well. So, yeah, the keys to getting that victory this weekend really is going to be stopping the Lions and their run game. If we can stop the Lions, just like they're going to want to try to stop our run game, because you force them to pass and become one-dimensional, and then that gives your pass rush the opportunity to get after it. And then the possibility of turnovers, sacks, and all that goes up. So that's really, I think, the key is one hand into the other, which is we've got to run the ball and we've got to stop the run. You know, so, and in the end, our quarterback has got to be better than their quarterback. Russell Wilson's got to make a few more throws than Matt Stafford. And Stafford's a good quarterback. You know, he's got some weapons now. And they got Matt Patricia, former coordinator from the Patriots, who's starting to kind of figure things out. So, you know, so it's going to be an interesting game. For all of you who are in the Pacific Northwest area, I'd like to invite you to come watch the game with me live at the Emerald Downs in Auburn, where I've been having away game parties for pretty much every game with the exception of London, since I was in London. But yeah, come on down. It's gonna be early, obviously 10 o'clock in the morning, but I got excited. I think it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna come down to the wire, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we're gonna be giving away another TV and some other prizes. So, you know, come on out if you're around. But that's it. I just wanted to kind of get a few things out there. I didn't get a chance. I was trying to go live Wednesday night for my live stream, and I couldn't get my webcam going. It was the weirdest thing, but malfunctioned on me, and trying to get that worked out. So hopefully we can get that going next week. But for now, enjoy the rest of your Blue Friday, and let's get it going Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll talk to you guys soon. I'll be live streaming on Sunday as well from Emerald Downs, so you can catch my reaction. If you can't be there with me in person, we can watch it together on YouTube. All right. And oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw it. Me and my dad were featured in a YouTube commercial, YouTube TV commercial, a commercial for YouTube TV commercial that they showed right before the start of the World Series. I know a lot of you guys have messaged me and told me that you guys saw it. I'm going to post that up so you can see what it actually looks like, the actual full commercial. Hopefully YouTube won't flag that. I don't know, maybe they will. It is YouTube property, by the way. I'll at least show a little bit of it, the part that we're in. It's only like 2 seconds, maybe 2.5 seconds. But it's pretty cool, especially to be in there with my dad. So, pretty cool. But that's it. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend. See you Sunday. Go Hawks.